So this video is all about the Quadratus Lumborum, the QL muscle, okay, which runs down the side of the lumbar vertebrae, attaches to the bottom rib and then onto the pelvis either side of the lumbar spine. Okay, really important to be flexible, really important to be strong during the golf swing. So if you think backswing, okay, we have this sort of lateral flexion where imagine this side gets stretched, okay, so the QL this side gets stretched. And then as we go through the ball, we've got this lateral flexion to the other side where this left side gets stretched. At the same time, the QL is looking to stabilise the spine, okay, stabilise the lower back, make sure it's not doing anything that unwanted as well. So it needs to be flexible at the same time as being strong, okay, to make sure we can get into a good position onto our backswing, good backswing position, and making sure we have stability and control and flexibility going through the ball as well. So here's some tests and some exercises. So first up, quick flexibility test. Okay, so the QL, Quadratus Lumborum, runs to the side of your lower back or lower spine, so the lumbar vertebrae, attaches to the bottom rib and then onto the pelvis, okay, either side. So, quick flexibility test, standing feet hip width apart. What you're going to do is run your left hand down your left leg, okay, making sure we're leaning to the side and not forwards or backwards. Okay, and you should get your hands past your knee, and then back up, and then exactly the same the right side. So obviously, if you only get to here, then you definitely got some tightness that we need to work on. So you should get past your knee without leaning forwards or backwards, staying in this plane here, both sides. So quick flexibility test there. Next one is strength test. Side plank is a great test of the Quadratus Lumborum. So side plank position, feet on top of each other, elbow below your shoulder, bridging your hips up and forward. So we're creating a nice straight line from the top, from our ankles to our shoulders, and from the front, okay, hips nice and high, not let them sag. Can you hold this for 60 seconds each side? Okay, 60 seconds is just a rough guide for you. It will depend as well. But we want to make sure we're balanced both sides. So if you only get, say, 30-40 seconds on one side and you get a minute or more on the other side, you definitely got some problems there that we need to work out. So, quick strength test, quick flexibility test as well. If you struggle with strength test, you can try side bridge, which I'm going to show you as an exercise. So the side plank itself is a great exercise as well to help strengthen the QL muscle. If you can't do the side plank, then I'll show you a regression as well, which will do a side bridge. So side plank, nice and simple, hold in this position. If you're really struggling, you can only do 10 seconds, maybe do a couple of sets of, a few sets of 10, okay, rest for 10, up for 10, okay, and repeat a few times until you can build your time up to 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds or more each side. If you're really struggling with that, then we can do a side bridge where your knees are stacked on top of each other, feet tucked in behind this time. All we're going to do is bridge your hips up and forwards. Again, nice straight line from the shoulder to the knee from the top and looking from the front. Okay, holding this position here. Again, repeating exactly the same on the other side as well. Great for strengthening the QL as well as around the core, the rest of the core muscles too. Next exercise for QL is we're going to call them spider mountain climbers. All we're going to do is mountain climber position, and then we're trying to bring our knee to the same elbow. So top push-up position. Okay, hands below shoulders from your toes, and all you're going to do is bring your knee outside up to the elbow and then back down, then other side, knee to elbow, back down. Okay, I love this one because it's great for hip mobility as well, great for stability, and great for working the QL, making sure we have good posture throughout. Okay, and essentially it's this movement here into this plank position. The same sort of thing as the Spider-Man climber, you Spider-Man plank position, so from the elbows and then toes, and then knee up to the elbow, back down, repeat the other side. Okay, maintaining good posture throughout. Just the normal plank is great also for the QL. We're just adding a little bit of sort of lateral flexion where our pelvis is coming up a little bit closer to our ribs as well for the QL. Next up, we're going to do a suitcase lunge or a suitcase carry to help strengthen the QL, okay? But this is also great for glute medius, so kind of the left QL works with the right glute medius and vice versa, to help sort of stabilise and keep a nice centered position. especially during a lunge or some sort of gait, okay, walking, something like that. So what we're going to do is, let's do a split squat to begin with. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot backwards. We're looking to stay nice and tall. This is going to try and pull us this way, and the QL is going to work to keep us centered, okay? And if we're leaning at all, then we're not doing it properly. We want to stay nice and centered as we do our split squat. And again, form is everything. Okay, same the other side. So nice and centered. Do this in front of a mirror or with a training partner if you need to make sure they're not leaning or compensating, and that we're making sure we're working the QL properly during this exercise. Okay, great exercise. You can do it just by walking forwards or backwards, making sure you're not leaning. Think about maybe if you carry a briefcase or a bag, sports bag, which I do in one hand, that you're not forever walking like this or like this, okay? And we're actually using the core properly and being nice and centered, nice and straight when we're carrying our bag or whatever it is during everyday life, okay? So that's the suitcase lunge, suitcase carry. You can just walk up and down doing that too with one dumbbell, swap sides, or do your lunges or split squats as I demonstrated there. So a great stretch for the QL. We'll do a couple standing up and then a couple sat down too. So I'm going to come into a big sort of straddled lunge position. Lunge me slightly down to the left, and all I'm going to do is reach my right hand over the top, okay, reaching for the wall, kind of stretching all the way down this side, okay, including the QL, down this right side. And then exactly the same the other side, so slightly lunging right, and then reaching over the top, okay, making sure we're not leaning forwards or backwards, okay, staying in this nice plane here. Next stretch for the QL is an A stretch, so feet shoulder apart, hands together overhead, and all we're going to do is lean our trunk to the side towards the left, okay, stretching down this right side, and then we're going to come back up and then do the same the other side as well. What you can do is add light weight to this to help strengthen as well, because as we're leading towards this side we need control of the QL, strength to hold us in this position here, as well as the other sort of core muscles, as well as working on stretching it at the same time. Let's do 2-second pauses. So from the floor, lat flexion stretch, I like tying with a bit of an adductor stretch, so we can do an adductor for this left side, and then reach over the top as well, tie a QL in. Again, hand overhead gets a nice little sort of lat shoulder stretch too, so we're working on a few things at once. Great for this sort of lateral flexion, flexibility. So alternatively sat down, sitting on a chair or just on the floor, we could do lateral flexion. Reaching up over the top, stretching down this right side. I've got a golf club just for something to hold on to, just to help. And the same left hand, left side too.